they are wrecking. Just like that. Oh, a humongous impact. Just like that, we have ourselves some drama on hand.
Things are heating up.
Got forward for the lead.
I think Roger got it. I think Roger got the win.
Is in the air. He is going to the moon.
And that's the kind of racing you get in Thunderclap.
Coming to you live on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube from the virtual and historical North Wilkesboro Speedway. It's the Lightning Before the Thunder pre-race show, presented by Kubia's Tackle. An up and down second stint of the short track slam brings us to the up and down straightaways of North Wilkesboro. The track is a NASCAR original that's hosted almost 100 Cup Series events, but it hasn't seen a Cup car in real life in almost 30 years. Tonight, we bring the Thunder out on the track. Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Bo Condon alongside Justin Clapper, our lead commissioner and in-race reporter, as practice is well underway here for the Jig, Worm, and Craw 240, reeled by Kubia's Tackle. And all these drivers are going to have to jig, worm, and crawl up and down this worn-down short track if they want to find victory lane. Justin, I know you're out there. What does it feel like out on that track tonight?
Well, Bo, 1987 meets 2021. That's right. The Cup cars of today meet the racetrack of the yesteryears of North Wilkesboro Speedway. And boy, what a characteristic racetrack this is out here. Everywhere, it's tight, it's loose, it's neutral. I mean, if I was a driver, I wouldn't even know what to tell my crew chief to do to this car to make it better, because it just changes constantly. So it's going to be a constant battle out here for these Thunderclap drivers to get up on the wheel and be there at the end. And boy, do we have some unique things that were changed this evening for tonight's race. 50% fuel. That's right. They can only fill 50% of their fuel cell each pit stop, which creates different pit strategy. 3 sets compared to the normal 6 or 7 that we get in the Cup Series. Tire wear, how key will that be? We talk about it week in and week out, but we have yet to really see tire wear be a factor in the finish, and I think tonight you're going to finally see that.
No, I am terrified of this track. You know how the audience doesn't know, but I'm not a huge fan of places like Richmond, and this place is like Richmond if it was nightmare fuel for me. It is a hard place to get around, but we are seeing a lot of talented guys out there not having as many issues as I honestly thought that we may have seen, and like we see in some of our practice sessions, honestly. And
yeah, this racetrack is a
right
little bit
cue.
wider than this racetrack is definitely a little bit wider than some of the other short tracks we've been to, and a very unique racing lane as well. I mean, a lot of these guys are going to see working their way up the racetrack as the run goes on. Very Richmond-esque, but honestly, it's a racetrack with its own characteristics. It's very, very hard to describe how to drive this racetrack because I'm trying to figure it out myself.
No, I totally agree. I have not spent a lot of time on here, but just knowing how the up and down, I mean, it's just so unique. It kind of feels to me a little bit like how a Darlington has its own flair. That up and down straightaway and front stretch, what does that feel like when you're barreling into a corner?
I will say at these speeds, you don't really notice it as much as you think you would. But you definitely notice elevation change in the corners. I mean, you enter middle to high, and it really wants to bring you down the racetrack. And the biggest struggle is trying to keep it in one groove and not let it get all the way down to that curb on the bottom, because there is a curb down there very similar to one you see at like a track like Martinsville. And if you hit it, it is treacherous to the race car.
I believe you're actually looking at that 2-lane machine right now. Nice to see a new sponsor on that 63. What is 2-lane?
Well, it is actually a beer produced by Luke Bryan, and it is incredible. If you have yet to have one, go out to your local Food Lion, Harris Teeter, Publix, if you're in the southeast area, and get you a case, because trust me, after you have one, you're going to want many. It's if you're a fan of a Land Shark or something of that caliber, it's very similar, but it's kind of like a Land Shark without the lime. It's very, very smooth beer and a little bit of a sweet taste. So go ahead and grab you one because, it's very – I'm sorry. I'm out here trying to concentrate. This is one wild racetrack when you got guys darting left and right all around you.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll let you concentrate for a little bit while we talk about our sponsor tonight and just our sponsors in general, sir. So get you some last laps in with only 2 minutes left in this practice session. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, we talked about it last week when we had our Five Flags, Five Sponsors event. We've had amazing support all season from our premier sponsors like Kubia's Tackle, TLC, Team JCR, Das Beer Hall. So many great organizations that have done so much for us out there. And we kind of want to keep growing that amount of organizations and companies that want to partner with us. We're still looking to fill some title sponsors. We filled 3 of them last week alone with our event. So these slots are filling up quick. So if you own a company or organization, you may want to hump on board. But let's see what your sponsorship supports as a title sponsor to start. So the prize money. 70 to 90% of sponsorship dollars are devoted to the winner of each week's race, depending on format and series. Our weekly race control. This provides us the ability to observe and enforce the rules of the Thunderclap series, as well as confirm positions, points, and winners each and every week. And, fun enough, your local community. We commit ourselves each broadcast to promote your organization, its story, and most importantly, its people. Doing so shines light on the local heroes and businesses and further expands the Thunderclap Nation. Now, what you receive as a Thunderclap title sponsor, thousands of eyes. With hundreds of weekly viewers each and every week, your company or organization will be placed in front of hundreds of potential customers or supporters. Constant scripted promotion. Much like the pitch I'm doing right now, we'll promote your company or organization throughout race week and during the broadcast with professional scripted promos and professional advertising content. If you commit to being a premier sponsor, you'll receive in your sponsor package 15 to 30-second video ads to promote your business or organization that will remain a part of our commercial blocks all season long. So you'll see a couple of those tonight during our broadcast. Well, Justin, practice session is over, and before you get ready to jump back into the qualifying mode, as we see Kyle Cisco do a little bit of a burnout for himself there, that's kind of cool, I thought it might be time for us to do our favorite segment real quick. What do you think?
I'd say let's go for it, Bo.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Y'all Can Have This League. If you haven't, it's a lot of fun. And this one is another special edition because last week was special. This first Y'all Can Have This League, Justin, I sent in a snap. It's just the 31 freaking cautions with 157 caution laps. That in itself was a Y'all Can Have This League.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely not what you want to have happen, but hard, aggressive driving will definitely do that. And boy, did my phone blew up, and they said, y'all can have this league.
Well, hopefully they're all back this week with us. And then this next Y'all Can Have This League is just about every single driver involved in this last lap incident. One of the most exciting finishes we've had all season. You see how hard they're battling right there to the end. Cars crossing the line sideways, guys flipping over. I mean, I think a lot of them were just getting to the start-finish line as fast as they possibly could.
They dip, dive, dodge, duck, dip, dive all around. I mean, they were doing it all. I don't even know. Oh, God, heavy contact there, but all over the